So our subject will be the fundamentals of accountancy, business, and management 1. We will be discussing introduction to accounting. So this will be the first week of the lesson. So here's going to be the learning objectives, or the specific learning objective that we should meet at the end of this lesson. So at the end of the lesson, we should be able to define accounting. We should be able to describe the nature of accounting. We should be able to explain the functions of accounting in business, and we should be able to narrate the history, origin of accounting. Right. So let's start with this question. So what is accounting? So for you guys, how do you define accounting? So the main purpose of accounting is to ascertain the profit or loss during a specific period, to show financial condition of the business on a particular date, and to have control over the firm's property. So the reason why we need accounting in a business, for us to be able to see if the business is profitable or loss, or if the business can continue for the next cycle, or if the financial condition of the business is still okay and it's still okay to operate on the next period. So such accounting records are required to be maintained to measure the income of the business and to communicate the information so that it may be used by managers, owners, and other interested parties. So in accounting, guys, yes, we usually keep records of our business for us to use them in, let's say, for example, we wanted to seek some investors that might invest in our company. So managers then can use those records para ipakita sa mga investors natin if the business is profitable ba, or if it is okay to invest in that business. And accounting is a discipline which records, summarizes, and interprets financial information about the activities of a concern so that intelligent decision can be made about the concern. Now, accounting is defined by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, or the ICPA, as the art of recording, classifying, and summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money transaction and events, which are in part at least of financial character, and interpreting is the result thereof. Bakit kaya ganito ang definition ng ICPA? So binase ang definition ng ICPA sa functions ng accounting. So accounting has 4 functions, which will be the first one is the recording. So sabi sa definition is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting the result thereof. So the first one is the recording. It is concerned with the recording of financial transaction in an orderly manner soon after the recurrence in the proper books of accounts. So the first thing that you need to do whenever you are doing accounting is the recording. So saan nga ba nangyayari sa recording? When we are journalizing. So we are recording those day-to-day transactions sa ating journals. And then we also have the classifying. It is concerned with the systematic analysis of the recorded data, so ang mga recorded data daw, so as to accumulate the transaction of similar type at one place. So this function is performed by maintaining the ledger in which different accounts are open to which related transactions are posted. So after recording daw, we are needing to classify. So after we record those transactions to the journal, we need to classify them with the next step, which is the ledger. So ang ledger magka-classify kung what kind of account this will be posted, or what kind of account this will be break even. So sa classifying, we are using the ledger. So ledger, ang mga accounting books na to, the journal and the ledger will be discuss once we've reached the accounting 2 or the FABM 2. And then we are also needing to summarize what we have recorded and what we have classified. So the next step will be, or the next function will be the summarizing. So after we record and classify, so we do summarization. So how do we do summarize? So summarizing is concerned with the preparation and presentation of the classified data in a manner useful to users. So this function involves the preparation of financial statements such as income statement, balance sheet, statement of changes in financial position, statement of cash flow, and statement of value added. So basically, we are summarizing through financial statement. So after we're done recording and after we're done classifying, guys, the next step will be summarizing. So dito, makikita na natin if how much will be the net income of the company using the income statement, or how much will be the remaining assets of the company using the balance sheet, how much liabilities remains sa ating company, and magkano pa ba yung outstanding capital natin. So dito natin lahat makikita through summarizing part. And then after summarizing, we need to interpret. So the accountant should interpret the statement in a manner useful action. So the accountant should explain not only what has happened, but also why it happened, what is likely to happen under specified condition. So si accountant, hindi naman niya ina-explain na, okay, ito yung financial statement natin, ito yung kinita natin this year. Hindi siya ganon. So si accountant, may comparison din yan from the previous year to this year. So ganito ang kinita natin this year, mas mataas siya sa next year kasi dahil baka mas effective ang ginawa nating strategy, ganon. Or ganito ang kinita natin this year, mas mababa siya last year kasi dahil baka ganito ang nangyari. So kapag in-interpret natin yung ating mga financial transactions, guys, or mga financial statement, guys, not in the manner na kumita ka lang. Dapat, bakit ka kumita? Ganon siya. Hindi mo sasabihin, kumita tayo ngayon. Dapat, kaya tayo kumita ngayon, ganun siya. When we are interpreting those financial statements. So clear ba tayo sa functions of accounting? So we have the recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting. Let's move on to the nature of accounting. So what are the natures of accounting? So accounting, though, is a service activity. So accounting provides assistance to decision makers by providing them financial reports that will guide them in coming with sound decision. So financial reports are very important in accounting kasi sila yung tumutulong sa ating mga decision makers to see if it is good to invest another property, if it is good to add additional investment to this upcoming cycle, ganon. So financial reports should be presented sa ating mga decision makers for them to know if it is still good to make some another investment. And then accounting is a process. So a process refers to the methods of performing any specific job step by step according to the objectives or target. So accounting is identified as a process as it performs the specific task of collecting, processing, and communicating financial information. In doing so, it follows some definite steps like the collection, recording, classification, summarization, finalization, and reporting of financial data. So accounting is a process. Why accounting is a process? So we have what we call accounting process or accounting cycle, I mean. So doon pa lang makikita natin if how accounting is being processed. So by following those cycles, so makikita na natin yung process of accounting natin. That's why accounting is also a process. We should need to follow those process chronologically for us to be able to meet the correct reportings at the end of this cycle. So by the way, accounting, we have like 8 or 9 accounting steps or accounting cycle. So we will be those will be discussed as well. I believe sa FAPM2 din sila. And then accounting is both an art and discipline. So bakit kaya is both an art and discipline? So, 'di ba, sa definition kanina, accounting is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing, and finalizing or the interpreting. So dun pa lang, recording uh, is considered as an art, classifying and summarizing, those are art. Now, how do discipline applied here? So if you are recording, classifying, summarizing those data and following a certain standards and professional ethics combined, so art and discipline are applied. So you are recording, classifying, summarizing, and finalizing. And while doing that, you are also following the certain standards and professional ethics of accounting. So it will be both art and discipline. So hindi ka lang basta-basta nagre-record. Nagre-record ka kasi may fina-follow ka na standard. Hindi ka lang basta-basta nagka-classify. Nagka-classify ka kasi meron kang standards na fina-follow. So that's why it is an art as well as discipline. All right, so accounting deals with financial informations and transactions. So accounting records financial transaction and data, classifies these and finalizes the result given for a specific period of time as needed by their users. At every stage, from start to finish, accounting deals with financial information and financial information only. So it does not deal with non-monetary or non-financial aspect of information. So yes, this is also true. So from the start to finish, guys, we are only into financial information. So sa pagre-record mo pa lang through the journal's financial information na yon, up to the financial statement, financial information pa rin yun. Up to the last cycle of this accounting or last process of this accounting is also considered as financial information. So meaning from start to finish, we are only dealing with financial information from journal up to reversing. And accounting is an information system. So accounting is recognized and characterized as a storehouse of information, a service function. It collects, processes, and communicates financial information of any entity. So this discipline of knowledge has evolved to meet the need for financial information as required by various interested groups. So accounting daw is an information system. That's why we are always keeping records of our financial transaction for us to be able to store them in our information. So let's say, for example, some investors wanted to invest in our company, of course. So they needed the records of the year 2017, kunwari. So we as an accounting firm, we are keeping our records. So we are able to show them the records kasi nga, we store them. So that's why accounting is information system kasi we are keeping records of our year-to-year or month-to-month information regarding our accounting records. So it is easy for them to check kasi we store them or we are keeping them. So whatever information that they need then, we are able to show them kasi nga in accounting, we need to keep those records. All right. So again, we have the nature of accounting, which is accounting is a service activity. Accounting is a process. Accounting is both an art and discipline. And accounting deals with financial information and transaction. And accounting is an information system. So those will be the nature of accounting. Now, let's move on sa history of accounting. So paano nga ba nag-evolve si accounting? Accounting as an old civilization itself is as old as civilization itself. It has evolved in response to various social, economic needs of men. So accounting started as a simple recording of repetitive exchanges. So the history of accounting is often seen as indistinguishable from the history of finance and business. So basically, before pa lang, meron ng accounting na nag-evolve. So how kaya? So the cradle of civilization, so dito sa time na to, around 3600 BC, record keeping was already common from Mesopotamia, China, and India to Central and South America. So the eldest evidence of practice was a clay tablet of Mesopotamia, which dealt with commercial transaction at the time of listing of accounts receivable and accounts payable. So noon pa lang, meron na nagpapahiram at meron nang nangungutang. And they were able to, or they are listing those receivables and payables through the what we call clay tablet daw. So ganito ang itsura ng clay tablet natin noon. So hindi ko alam paano nila binabasa yan, pero dito daw nila nililist yung kanilang mga receivables and payables. So doon nag-start si accounts receivable and accounts payable noong panahon ng cradle of civilization. Now, the 14th century, so the double entry bookkeeping, the most important event in accounting history is generally considered to be the dissemination of double entry bookkeeping by Luca Pacioli, which is the father of accounting. So si Luca Pacioli ang nag-conceptualize ng double entry bookkeeping, and up until now, we are still using the double entry bookkeeping. So even sa modern accounting natin ngayon, it's still applied, guys. So pasalamat tayo kay Luca Pacioli kasi na-conceptualize na yung double entry bookkeeping, which is still applied up until now. And then sa French Revolution naman, dito na nagkaroon ng masinsinang study o masinsinang pag-aaral sa accounting. And dito na nag-start yung mga theories of accounting. So nung 1700s. And then nung 1760 and to 1830, nung Industrial Revolution, dito na nag-conceptualize or dito na kinonceptualize yung mga fixed assets, yung mga non-current assets natin. And then on the 19th century, the beginnings of modern accounting in Europe and America, the modern formal accounting profession emerged in Scotland in 1854 when Queen Victoria granted a royal charter to the Institute of Accountants in Glasgow. So dito na nag-start yung pagiging accounting as a profession noong 19th century. So naging profession na siya, pero hanggang ano lang siya, Europe and America. So parang hindi pa siya globally introduced. So it start with Europe and America lang siya. And then on the 20th century, na-develop na siya globally, which still present up until date. So nagkaroon na din tayo dito ng profession which deals with accounting. So nagkaroon tayo ng mga courses which studies accounting as well, and nagkaroon na din tayo ng mga titles which what you call certified public accountant.